I'm cutting off the first 2 minutes of my recording or live stream. So the introduction, at least for like the one video I watched, it's cut off. So maybe that notification is when it tunes in. I do not know. But I do know. It's not working on me. Shit. It's capped. Hmm. I can't fucking hear it. I'm trying to find the song, but I can't hear. I need John to hallucinate the music. I heard something. Why is it fucked? But it plays the ass perfectly. Perfect. So, there are some days when I just like cannot do math for the life of me. And that was one that, like, today was one of those days. That's not even worth listening to. Fuck off, Spotify. I got 0 viewers. Fuck. Fuck. Where's my, my significantly loyal one viewer? Like, I like, as to why a exponential, complex exponential without a wave number or eigenvalue doesn't work is kind of beyond me. And I never asked that when I took PDEs because you work pretty much, you work exclusively with the exponent function. Either the heat equation where the time component is exponential or the wave equation where the time component is sinusoidal and cosine. That's fucking, that kind of frustrates me. Anyway, the song is Explosions in the Sky, Your Hand in Mine. And I was like, holy shit. That's a good song. When I looked it up in middle school. Fuck, I'm not having a good day. Like, not having a good day. And I still have 0 views. It's probably gonna stay the whole time. Oh yeah, the light's over here. Hello. You could be a vampire. Very fucking ugly vampire. What did I want to discuss? Let's get that. Let's see what we got here. This is my police journal. When I got evicted from university, or when I got into like a fight, this guy threw me into a chair, and then I go back at him, and then I just fucking hit him light as fuck in the temple, and like the whole fucking room breaks up the fight. And like later on, I like saw the counselor who was looking into me, and he was like, "Bro, I can't even. I had a very slight concussion because I couldn't sleep that night, and I got this tweaks feeling. When you have a concussion, you get this tweaks feeling. It's very noticeable, but well, it's not that noticeable. It's kind of subtle. It's spelled tachyon on my fucking death grips. Oh, I did write it down. Okay, so here's a little relativity. If you were to travel at the speed of light from your given position, it would hit what? It would hit. Who knows what it would hit? But if you were to map it in three-dimensional space, zero or one dimension being like the zeroth dimension being time, and then x and y, so a plane with a certain time, and like the plane being the spatial dimensions, and time being the horizontal dimension. So it's basically like this. It's flat. Time goes up like that, and every single time you have a plane, and and if you travel if you cap the speed at the speed of light, there's one side that goes like this, and the other side that goes like that, and it's like a cone as you go up. That's what we call a light cone. And a light cone is useful. Well, I don't know if it's useful, but it's not really useful. It is kind of useful. You know, it's it's just it's theoretical physics, so its usage is limited to theory. So your future light cone, if you imagine a cone, just like upside down party hat, that's the cone, and the edges of it are the speed of light times time, which is the fastest possible speed you can go. So everything in the future light cone, within the cone, is what you can interact with, is what light can reach from a certain observer, event, whatever you want to call it. If it's in the light cone, you have a chance of hitting it if you go fast enough and if you go in the right direction. The past light cone is literally just the cone in the opposite direction. And in three-dimensional space, it's not a cone because they would be four-dimensional, and that's four-dimensional like graphing. It's not really, we can't do that really easily. I mean, you can, it's just mathematical. Like, there's no visual representation because we technically live in a 2D fucking plane world. Because everything you see, granted depth perception because you have two eyes. I'm gonna go down there. I should not go down there. I'm not doing this. It's as fast as me, it's so shitty. Everything is projected onto your retina, which makes it two-dimensional. Even though you can kind of see 3D, it looks 3D, it's still just a 2D image with a little layering. Like, you know, if you ever use an image editing software, you can layer things. Is that 2D? Are you seeing it in 3D? As if you layer somebody or something behind somebody? And so that was a little tangent about how four-dimensional space is really just writing math, and then like if you do a space-time matrix or like a metric, then that's four-dimensional. You don't visualize it, but technically the visual is just the matrix. You just look at the matrix and it's a visual. Okay, that's just that was the punchline. Um, oh fuck. Okay, good. So that's good. What was I talking about? I know I was talking about light cones, but like, where was I? She checked it. Fuck. Problem solving. You know what the difference between mathematicians and physicists is? Physicists do things spatially. They both use math, but physics is physical. Mathematician is just math. Like, it's logic. They both use logic, but the physicist appeals to, like, geometry and spatial reasoning a lot. Like I did, at least. But I'm not a physicist, technically. Anyway, so light cone. Past light cone. What do you think the past light cone is? If the future light cone is everything in the cone, you have you can reach within the speed of light. Is another way to put that. If that's the future light cone, then what would be the past light cone? It's the light that did reach you. This is your vision. Your vision is literally your past light cone. I literally figured that out. And I looked it up, and it's not really a thing. But, like, it is literally all the light coming into your eye to an observer, rather. In like a physicist term, given an event, it takes all the light from within the light cone, within the possible realm of it reaching you, and you see the past. I made a sonnet about the senses. I actually am in such a bad day. The 0 viewer is kind of bugging me. Now I have 1 viewer. And I'm good. I'm happy now. I made a sonnet about how everything is delayed. So you picture a meadow, and then in the distance, there's the sun, and there's also a lightning storm far off in the distance. Now, what do you notice about the sound of the lightning compared to the thunder? Or the visual lightning compared to the thunder? It's delayed, especially if it's in the distance. That's because the speed of sound is capped. Now, if you were to apply that to the sun, is the speed of light from the sun capped? If the speed of sound is capped? A short tangent. The speed of sound is the propagation of airwaves, or in air, it's airwaves. It's just capped at a certain speed, depending on the pressure, the temperature, and how many particles are in the air. It's technically the speed of matter. The speed of sound is another word for the Another way of saying speed of matter. So some people, okay, the sun. Okay, I'm gonna end that tangent right there. Yes, the sun is actually 8 minutes away if you cap the speed of the light from the sun at the speed of light in a vacuum. So the sonnet goes on to say, oh fuck, I can't even remember. I just remember the first part. That was the best part. I don't know. You can look the sonnet up. I don't really care. Back to the tangent. Speed of light in a vacuum. No, that wasn't it. Was it? No, that wasn't it. Fuck, never mind. But why has nobody put together the speed of? I mean, the past light code is literally your vision. It is all that you see because you see the past in every aspect. And the sonnet goes on to say that everyone has a unique perspective because nobody sees the same thing at the exact same time from the same place. You can see the same thing, like two people standing beside each other, but that plane, for instance, has sound delayed and is very slightly behind where it actually is because the speed of light, very slightly. That is like less than a centimeter behind, or it's like, yeah, it's probably like a nanometer, and so it's imperceivable, this light difference, but it is there. Fuck my head. That's a good song. Explosions in the sky. Your hand in mine. I listen to the. I don't. I when I listen to music or when I listen to albums, I don't like every single song the exact same amount. Like no album is just like every song is like top tier unless you really like that artist and you just like the sound that they make. But I've never found an album where I think every single song is number one. And like when I phrase it like that, it makes sense. Unless you tie everything from number one. So I can't remember right now. I'm sorry. What happened to my fucking physical body? My mind gets fixed. My heart gets fixed. But my knee goes fucking out of the blue. How does my view? How does this? Who the fuck is watching my stream? Like, I have one viewer, ostensibly. I don't actually believe that due to historical events. But oh my god. That dude who was talking to me today, I don't know if you heard the conversation, but he was gay and he was hitting on me. And he was also challenged. So, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that. But I was nice to him. I like him. I don't really know him. I'm just friendly to him because he's challenged. You know, I just think they have people. Maybe they have people do that all the time, so it's not that nice. This is not very easy to walk. Walk, stalk, and 2 smoking barrels. Holy fuck, I still got an hour to go. An hour and 10 minutes. Oh, fuck, bro. I should be happy. My mood is probably a lot more unstable day to day. No, just not really, actually. It is. It is, not gonna lie, but today was just, I don't know, just an off day. And I say that somewhat frequently to myself. And I don't know if it's just an off day or I'm just like trying to shirk responsibility. No. No. I bought $71 worth of chocolate today. Because my friend, and this is somewhat why he's my friend, gives chocolate to people who have bad days on the Unit A4 maximum security. And so he sends me a gift card, says spend 25 of it on yourself. And I go, nope, I'm spending the whole 75. Well, I bought an energy drink for myself because I felt like it. And like, how could you fucking take something like when he has that cause? How could you like not spend almost all of it, if not all of it, on the same thing? Like, yeah, no, seriously. If he sees somebody having a bad day on the maximum security unit in a mental hospital for criminally insane, he'll give them if he's like a chocolate bar or like a Walmart chocolate disc. Fucking $1.25. No, less than that. Which is like, it's just, and he likes me for the same reasons, because I do shit like that, where I just can't rationalize spending money on myself when it goes to a cause like that. It's the same thing, really. Like when I sold smokes in the hospital, I intentionally lowered the price, and this is not necessarily a benevolent thing. It's actually kind of on the border, but I lowered the price to $5 from $10, including fronts, and I made a few grand doing this. So I could have made like $6 at least, charging people more. But I thought, you know what? People want to smoke, they can smoke. And it turns out I was the second last smoke dealer because they started cracking down on it, or just people stopped smoking. Or maybe the price went up. I don't know. But this guy, Steve Hanna, God bless his soul, he's dead now. Nobody knows how he died because he died somewhere else and he won't tell us. Steve Hanna, I was like, Steve, I don't want to sell smokes anymore. And he goes, I'll do it. And so I set him up with everything. And before that, because he's selling himself, using the smokes. Like because I would run out of smokes for myself. Most people, pretty literally everyone actually except me, would keep personal smokes so they can smoke in like the bathroom inside the unit. And I used to smoke like 10 cigarettes a day in the air record, that small one on outside, like multiple times, and like at least 5 times, different days. Like I smoked a fucking lot because I was getting them for fucking free or like $20 packs, and packs go for 100, around 100, down to like 40 is the cheapest you can get a pack, and I was getting them for 20 because I had a good friend. Which is the argument. Is it a good friend if he's enabling you to smoke? Because it's just like killing you. I quit 6 months ago on my recovery date, amusingly. Sobriety date. Anyway, this Steve Hanna guy, fucking God, he was cool. He had it rough, though. So he went to his review board for restriction of liberties because he breached somehow. Probably, I don't know, maybe, I don't know what it was. I didn't ask. And so he's going to his review board and he tells me that the Crown, like the literal Crown prosecution, because there is a Crown present at the review board. Just to like really just like put us down, the man's putting us down. So the Crown at Steve Hanna's review board says, I don't think he should be hospitalized. He's been in here 30 years. I think we should be worried about institutionalization. I'm paraphrasing because I knew Steve Hanna like 2 years ago. And yeah, Steve Hanna was using my smokes because I didn't keep personals. Because honestly, I just wanted other people to have the smokes. Like I saw how much they were cherished and valued, so I just couldn't. And I cut debts multiple times just because I just didn't care about the money that much. Like it wasn't entirely not care about the money because I could have sold them for $2.50. Because I was getting them for 50. Because I originally started getting them for 40, and then I raised it to 50. Because I was like, this is a service. And so every time I ran out and I wanted to smoke, I would go to Steve Hanna because he always had some, and I would pay him back 2 for 1. So I would lose $2.50 every time I smoked. I would spend the same amount as everyone else, and so I forgot about that. So when it came down to it, when Steve Hanna was selling smokes before my overdose, he would be like, he would give me 2 for 5 as a gesture of like friendliness. He was a good guy. That sucks that he's dead. Maybe we'll kill him. Bear, probably. Look at all this fucking space they don't use. Like, what the fuck? You can build a fucking football field there. I was just like why? At the Riverview Hospital, they used to have like a baseball field. You can still see it. And they probably just played baseball with all the fucking God, the fucking way people handle mental health is just so fucking abysmal. And I am a model patient. I'm not a model patient. I've done some fucking seriously stupid shit. Like, I break the rules. The last thing I did, I'm not going to say because it's too recent. No, I'm not doing it. There's a few things that come to mind, and neither of them. I mean, that one's. No, I can't do that one. Never mind. I'm a good patient. I'm a good boy. Hey, look, it's the A building. This is the A building. This is where my friend lives. If you look closely, you can see the bars on the windows. And that's the airing court for the A building. Can't really see it, but I joined a band. Smokes weed. Dude, I should do drugs on stream. What the fuck was that? Well, they were legal. It's not illegal to do legal drugs on stream. They should probably change that rule and just say no drugs on stream, including research chemicals. Because I don't think anyone should be exposed to that. Like alcohol commercials, I think they should ban. Even though it makes the government a shit ton of money, or at least I'd hope, by just taxing the fuck out of the revenue. Or like, not taxing the fuck out of the revenue. Let me think what this is. Some guy escaped from that airing court. He jumped over the fence, then he jumped over this fence. Like requiring an exorbitant amount of money to be paid just to put a commercial up. And like gambling commercials, like what the fuck? Who gambles responsibly? Know your limit, play within it. That's a realistic statement, eh? I use crack recreationally. Said by gambling addicts. Because they're gambling addicts, so they're not addicts in anything else, right? Fucking bizarro land. See, I have dreams. Big dreams. And I want to change the world to my making. And it would be for the people. First. For the drug addicts. For the crazy. For the addict. In general. Like, why is there no public pharmaceutical industry? It makes complete sense to subsidize all of the pharmaceutical industry. Like, let America have their fucking Shkreli CEOs, and let Canada have their. I don't know a good person for that, because there is no public pharmaceutical industry. But, like, if you minimize costs, like, what's the point of a public healthcare system if you don't, like, have control of how much the drugs cost and how much you're getting fucking bled out? Like, I want a world that's better for everybody. And I'm taking baby steps to do that. That's why I want my degree in pharmacology. Because eventually, I want to work on a public pharmaceutical industry. And ideally, lower costs of medication for everyone, except the rich. I'm kidding. The rich can have whatever the fuck they want. They can have like 2 cents. It doesn't, right? Okay, actually, no. It's free for the rich because it doesn't actually cost them anything, right? Relatively, it should just make it free. I will give to the rich for free. I am. Fuck. I couldn't think of a fucking absolute word that rhymed with "ud." Because I'm Robin Hood. It rhymed. What? 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 And this altruism is disguised narcissism, or however the song goes by Taylor Swift. I don't know. If you don't believe me, that's fine. It's not. I'm not really. I am speaking to people, but in a very vague sense. There's nobody on the other end. Temporarily, currently. Like my Health Canada card. Or not, maybe it's probably not going to be Health Canada, because Health Canada's pretty slow at adapting. Like, Health Canada fucking let Jerry Martin fucking sell crack. And it didn't fail. He died, though, because somebody probably murdered him with fentanyl. Like, he was in his car. So Jerry Martin was a businessman, an idealist, who wanted to legalize drugs. So his grandmaster plan was to open a store, get charged, and then go to the Supreme Court and appeal to them. And if they decided to rule that the charges were invalid and he should be acquitted, that would set the law by Supreme Court to legalize drugs. And it's, I don't think you should leave it up to like three people, like a tribunal, being the Supreme Court. I just think it's a tribunal. But I did an essay on the Supreme Court in university for my political science class. And they are technically, I argue that they were a mirror of the public, but only in a very loose sense. The only people who can mirror the public is the public. Like, that doesn't... I don't know. So they let him sell drugs. He puts taxes on it. The guy was like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He shipped a shit ton of drugs to America, then banned Americans, banned shipping to America because, and he listed like Peter P. or John C. You can't see me. I don't know, but he listed a name and he didn't put the last name, or didn't put the first name or something. No, he didn't put the last name, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, because basically you could abuse the system, because there's no way they know if you actually got the drugs or not. It could have been seized by customs. So they're just like, yeah, I didn't get it. You send another one. So they end up getting like however much crack. And they sold cocaine, they sold crack, they sold ketamine, they sold MDA. I did a fucking gram of MDA overnight and did cocaine the whole night and day. We bought from him, by the way. Okay. So Health Canada approved him to do that. Like, literally gave him permission and didn't arrest him. And the Vancouver police were like, they've seen demonstrations where they've given out free drugs. An ex Health Canada worker, it's on Vice News, I think, ordered drugs from the deep web, drug tested them, I assume, and put them in little packages, and it was like a single dose for each. And I think the single dose would have been quite low. And nobody died. She didn't get arrested. And there were long as fuck lines, from what I heard. And the police didn't give a fuck. The police are like, yeah, I mean, not all of them. Some of them don't realize that the longer the police enforce against drugs, the more criminal people get. Like, big time. If you ask, if you're a police officer and you have like a, like a, if you're a new police officer and you haven't seen how much the drug scene has changed, or like before fentanyl, and like just before fentanyl compared to now, where like teenagers are dying. And you know what? They should ban fentanyl. They should make it illegal. How's that going for you? And this store, this Jerry Martin store, Rare Microdelics is what it's called. It sold like fentanyl free shit. I think it might have sold heroin or opiates or even. And it sold micro like dosing shit packages. So and the solution is counterintuitive. You make drugs legal, and then you supply a market. If you were to take the same police officer, old or new, you were to ask how many trafficking marijuana charges or illegal grow op charges are laid, or you have found, or whatever metric you want to use. The drug dealers for marijuana are very few now, at least in my estimation. I was when weed was made legal. I still used an illegal dealer because it was cheaper and he had really good shit. That was in 2019. But I think they released statistics even to prove that they're locked. Oh. And so if you make drugs legal, the main killer will be the fact that criminals can't afford to keep doing what they're doing. Like criminal organizations. Proof? Prohibition. You know the name Al Capone purely because they made alcohol illegal and people wanted it. People do want drugs. It's just a natural consequence of just hijacking the brain, rewiring it. So Al Capone brewed alcohol. He supplied it to illegal parties and made fuck tons of money so that 100 years later, you know his name. And without prohibition, he was nobody. And I want to get into like policy reform. I want to get into all this shit. Because there are so many marginalized people, not the average person. Like me, necessarily, I will give it that. But like, oh fuck. So I'm on the bus today. Oh shit, I gotta go for this. What the hell? He's going to bed. Um. So I'm on the bus, and my friend's like talking to me about how I should ask for 12 hours, and I'm like, that's a terrible idea. Like that would be received so poorly if I go to my, because they might restrict my hours from 8 to like 4, and then they see how I do, and then they increase it again. But he wants me to fucking ask for 4 more hours. And so I'm like, bro, the hospital's not going to take that well. They're going to think that I'm like wanting to run off and do drugs or something like that, because that's just historically how they view me. So there's a family, a mother and two sons, and they're both dead quiet the whole bus ride after that. And I realized like halfway through after I said that they weren't talking. And so I was just like, I think I laughed. Because at the end, it's just humorous to me. Because I'm a person. But they treat me like I'm not. Like I'm some dangerous criminal. Um, so the bus stops and the one boy and the mother get off in front of me. No, they all get off in front of me. And I was having trouble putting on my backpack because I take it off because I don't want to damage my laptop. And oh, my knee. And so I'm walking behind the boy, a pudgy boy, and he's like, and looking at me like side eyeing me because he's like wary because I said I was from a hospital, but I'm not like damaged physically. And I just smiled at him because I just thought it was kind of cute. At least he has good danger detection if he's picking up that. But realistically, it's not really. If you're going on daily, if you've already been assessed by professional people, at least hopefully professional people who assess you, so you could leave the hospital and do whatever the fuck you want. Mostly, can't go around stabbing people in Chinatown. That's no go. I could talk all day about drug renormalization and just the effect it has on the mind and the physical mechanisms. Because I'm passionate about it. Like it's, but like when I was a kid, at least a bit, enough to make me. And then when I got, and so you got to protect these, like fucking protect these uh, vulnerable populations, and you do so by not making it taboo. Like smoking. Smoking is a perfect example of a legal drug that reduced its usage over time. And before I go into that, I will ask: is alcohol usage going down? Like, are there less people getting fucking shit faced? Fuck alcohol. Fuck every drug, honestly. If I go back to it, it'd be MMDA. Because it's, like, apparently the... Oh, I'm not going to say that. No, I can say that. It's the nutmeg drug, apparently. According to Alexander Shulgin. Now, Alexander Shulgin created a cookbook that allowed people to make psychedelics in a lab. And he also included lethal psychedelics. I believe, anyway. Phenethylamines that I've known and loved is... Phenethylamines are generally more lethal. And tryptamines are very safe. Physically safe drug class. Okay, smoking. So smoking's legal the whole time it's out. It's cool in, like, however long ago. I don't know exactly when it was the coolest. But basically everyone fucking smokes. It turns out that it's horribly unhealthy and it doesn't do anything. Like, if you're a full-time smoker, like a pack a day, you not even 10 cigarettes a day, like I was at most. It's just like if you do get a head rush, it's the first one of the day because nicotine is the sleep receptor, and it's weak after a while. So you're just paying for the addiction, and so all this health shit comes out. Drugs are always going to be cool in some demographic, but they are the least amount of cool when they're legal. Because if you smoked weed, that's actually very subjective. I can't really make that argument generally. So I'm going to disregard that. So, smoking gets, over time, significantly less popular and less popular because there were so many detrimental effects associated with it. And if you ignore the detrimental effects and the physical effects, everything physical, it's also a waste of fucking time. Like, the only reason you feel good after smoking is because you're addicted to it. Like, literally, you're physically addicted to it. So your brain's just like, oh, fuck, I really need that cigarette. Oh, it's a stress reliever. But, like... And some people here even smoke. Schizophrenic is a very high smoking population. And they use it as a time killer. Like, it's a boredom killer. But I could you not spend your time, like, looking at your phone or going on Instagram or something like that? Like, laughing? Instead of inhaling something that's going to kill you? Probably, anyway. You can't make that argument. 100%. It's fucking sad. This is wet. So, nicotine usage, or at least smoking, tobacco, cigarettes, cigars. They even banned cigarillos. Or flavored cigars or whatever the fuck they were called. And those were good. I fucking had one at a rave. The rave that I got a fight at. That I got into a fight at. Holy fuck, did it taste good. And I had no tolerance to nicotine, so I couldn't fucking walk. I was helping a guy set up a tent, and I was like, I can't do this. He's like, what do you mean? You said you look good. And I was like, nope. That's fucking fucked off. Oh, it's funny. It's glorified. Drugs are glorified. Good. If you watch Requiem for a fucking Dream, that's the truth of drugs. If you watch fucking, I don't know, like Bert and Ernie, that's not the truth of drugs. So why is nicotine cigarettes, despite being legal, so unpopular? And you know what a vaping addict would say? The taste. If I was to huff gasoline, let's say I do it for the taste, or do it for the smell, instead of just huffing gasoline. Like why? It's interesting because here's the thing: if you were to health, I've done this exercise before. So you do that. You list off, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want. Drugs? Do you value alcohol? Do you value smoke? It appeared nowhere on that list. Imagine putting gambling on that list. Isn't that sort of introspective? I didn't realize that drugs are valued so highly in my life because I spent so much time doing them. Say that you don't value drinking because you do it every day. And so I asked, it's a smart recovery tool for the hierarchy of values, I think, anyway. I asked, I was like, that's probably not true. I don't know. It's interesting. And you do it commonly? Why don't you put it on a value list or even have it come to mind? I don't know. It's interesting. Hmm. Fuck, my mustache. Oh, I know what song. Euphoria. When did it come out?
Happy house.
Your heart. Do it. I don't like that. It doesn't feel good. It feels weird and not good. I have emotion, but I'm a psychopath. I'm a psychopath with emotion. I thought I was a Neanderthal. Like, why? Because okay, so the origin story to that is I was doing drugs at my dad's house, and I remember the time where I was in class and the teacher was like, he said it was a vector that sped off like, and so I laughed, and then a girl with a camouflage or a leopard print, I think that's the same thing, the leopard print shirt was talking to the prof, and so I didn't think anything of it. I just walked out of class. I did a 360 and then walked away. But and then after that, I just kind of fucking attached myself. But I also didn't like it because it made me significantly different. But I also saw some truths in it because I was deluded. I don't think I'm a Neanderthal, and I don't think I am. This isn't even like it's like saying I'm Incan or Mayan. I said to that, I was like, yeah, I wish I was Mayan. Because then that'd be like fucking really cool, right? Because I'd be like Mayan, and Mayans are fucking awesome. Like Mayans, like they're the shit. Mayan. I can make a joke out of that. Mayan and I'm not gonna say that this is Twitch, and I'm not racist. I'm only racist against white people because everyone's white to me. That's fucking. I don't know if that worked. Fuck, my head hurts and I feel awful. I am not having a good day. And my good days, or my bad days, or my not good days, I should say, aren't really that bad. Like I'm in a fucking terrible situation with my life. I have no money. I have no job. I'm in a fucking mental hospital. And I don't have a girlfriend. I have tons of fucking male friends, though, or male acquaintances, because I talk to these people regularly, but I don't allow them to be friends. Really, they're friends on like a superficial level, but I don't actually go to like dinner with them. I only go to dinner with a few of these people. So those are my friends. And my not good days are like I just feel kind of low, like a 7 out of 10. So that's just like 7:37. I should have read that. That clock, the Twitch stream timer, 107:05, is different for you because it doesn't record, or at least speciously, for the recording. It should, but it doesn't. That song is fucking stuck in my head now. I've never actually seen Euphoria, but I saw that video and I just referenced the fuck out of it. Fucking god, that hurt me. That guy who talked to me, at the mall today. I feel bad for him because he's just looking for companionship. And he was fucking putting himself out there. He was like, bro, you ever heard of friends with benefits? He's fucking, Jesus Christ. If I said that to a girl, she'd fucking, like, smack me. Fuck that fucking girl, dude. That brought back a memory where I was literally slapped. I'll come out of my room at university before I get kicked out. And she just walks over to me, and I'm just looking at her, and she fucking just comes over and slaps me. And I'm like, and then just walks straight by her. So I'm like, well, I just didn't understand what the fuck was going on. Like, I still have no idea why she slapped me. I don't fucking know. I feel like there's like some insanity, like just pure fucking crazy signs that I give off. Like, cause like I've talked to so many different girls, bro, and they've all just like they've just been like, nope, not for me, and they just do a fucking 180, and then do another 180, and then another 180, and they walk away. And some of them even slap me. Like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. And that's probably the problem. Is I'm just so socially incompetent because of schizophrenia. Because actually, no, I'm socially incompetent regardless. Like I am legit socially incompetent when it comes to girls and like what they want. And I've been looking around and thinking about it. I think people have this social adherence, and like they can like look at something and be like, that's socially acceptable. That's propriety. But like I don't have that, or at least not as much. I do have it, obviously, or else I'd be in a mental hospital for doing something egregiously criminal. But like, I don't know. Like when I think about the fucking game that girls play, what they want, when it's like a female instilled value and social standard, where you have to take them out to a date, and that is not unnecessary. Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it's female instilled because it's a protection factor. They can't go and invite some fucking stranger into their house without talking to them first. Because they would get killed a lot more than they do. And girls, they slap me. At least one did. And yeah, the rest just ghost me after a while. And I'm just like sitting there like, one girl told me to have a nice life. And then and I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I don't know her name. Because I can't remember them. And I should like hate women, but like, it's not the women, it's just me. Like, I'm just not like good. And it's like, I don't know why I'm not good enough. But I'm not, so I don't see what any good hating them is going to do. Like if like half the population reproduces, if 3 billion people reproduce, and like I can't get a girl, it's not the 3 billion people, 3.5 billion people who are at fault. I said to Steve Hanna one day, I said, take responsibility. If you are to blame, then you could fix the behavior. You could fix the thing that happened because you took responsibility. And if you're not to blame, you took responsibility anyway. And you realize that you're not to blame. So always take responsibility. I fucked that up. And then he goes, who said that? And I was like, I did. Do you think that every Greek philosopher who developed a school of thought lived totally and absolutely by their code or by their school? I don't think it's possible. And I bring that up because Michael was like, why don't you live by your take responsibility thing in reference to something that I had done or got blamed for, or not got blamed for, like did and then got repercussions or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. So he said that to me, and I was like, huh. So it begs the question, if you have a school of thought, and I'll take it even differently, but also the same. If you're religious, do you live by your religion's creed? 100%. Thou shalt not covet. But that's not the person who created it. So, like, beeping, clicking rather. Oh, my fucking ear. Well, who the fuck is that guy? Because of the E, I think. And it's like hedonism, but it has a different name. I don't know. And going back to the girl thing, or whoever you're interested in, I'm interested in girls, so. The fuck? Oh, fuck. I got waylaid, then I fucking forgot. Oh, I think I'd take my life anyway. Even if I, like, I'm unsuccessful with girls continually, at least thus far, I feel like I might get more bitter if I'm not bitter already in the future. Because, like, it's nothing else. I still take my life because I like my not good days are like 7s out of 10, and I'm happy generally, which is just against all odds. I've had such a fucked up life. Would it have been better to have been born unattractive and not have attention for females, but unable to? It's like Tantalus. Like fuck. She was like, no. And granted, I did. You want to fuck? I didn't say that. I should have said that. No, because like she was just fucking on the computer doing something. I fucking walk up to her and start talking to her. I like, ugh. And I have the confidence to do so because I've done it so many times, and I'm just a confident person. Uh, Not necessarily around strangers. I'm not that confident around strangers. I'm kind of timid. Some kind of. I'm polite, but like, if I don't know anybody, if I don't know somebody, then I don't know them, you know. But like, if I'm like with somebody else, then it's like, yeah, there's literally nothing. Like, the confidence is just fully there, and I'm funny. And yeah, granted, being timid around strangers is probably a learned thing. Like, I've been outside of society so long, I haven't really done it, or I've never learned how to do it. But not if you need something. If there's like an objective, then there's like literally no. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm trying to generalize things that aren't general. It's kind of idiosyncratic and also just case by case. Like if it's a hot fucking girl, then it depends how much I want her, I guess. The mustache is just fucking mentally ill. They say they say I'm so cute. Why don't you have a girlfriend? And I say, because I'm fucking crazy. I'm in a mental hospital. I have no job. I got no fucking money. Oh shit! When that guy who wanted to like get into a relationship with me because he thought I was gay today, I told him I was schizophrenic. I didn't tell him I was also bipolar, but that actually, and he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." I just laughed, like fuck it. But so suppose I live. Okay, so I'm gonna pose it like anecdote. No, metaphorically. Maybe it was like a simile. I don't know. I'm gonna pose the question metaphorically. So you know the movie American Psycho? Great movie, fucking phenomenal movie. You know, just one of the best movies, the best movie I've ever seen. Is crazy, and the movie ends. What if you were to just continue his life? And I say this metaphorically because that is the public eye is on me, There are psychologists for, and there's also people who think I'm crazy. But either way, I recovered, at least seemingly. So what if Patrick Bateman was either crazy or he did it and covered it up? Lived out the rest of his life look like? What does it look like? I asked that because I'm in that scenario. And it doesn't matter what I do with my life if the public eye has to take an opinion. And it's a dichotomy that's forced upon them. What do you choose? I know the truth, but I also can't reconcile how I got better. Oh, my fucking knee. So, that's my 2 cents. Here, Trump got elected. That made the news over here. I bid you farewell. Goodbye.